paśya bhūtavikārāṃstvaṃ bhūtamātrānyathārthataḥ tatkṣaṇādbandhanirmuktaḥ svarūpastho bhaviṣyasi. Recognizing the modifications of the elements as nothing in reality but the five elements themselves, you will at once be free from their bondage and thus abide in your true nature. All ornaments made from gold must be gold only in essence. Without gold, the gold ornaments have no identity at all. All pots made from clay must be clay only. Without clay, there cannot be a clay pot at all. Applying this logic, we can say this entire creation with all its objects is made from five elements, and hence the creation with all its objects must contain the same nature of five elements, like the ornament contained the same nature as gold. Without these five elements, the creation cannot be. It could not have emerged at all, going by this logic. And come to think of this, what is the nature of five elements? If for a minute we ignore the causeless cause for these five elements, Brahman, consciousness, for a minute, for getting deeper into these words, we ignore the causeless cause and we imagine the five elements have just sprung up just like that without any cause. The basic nature of such five elements with no background or with no cause of consciousness. What will be their nature? They will be insentient, jada. As per the essence of the gold ornament analogy, if we apply this to the creation made of five elements, then as we have understood just now that the five elements are insentient in themselves, so it emerges from this logic that the creation which has emerged out of five elements, where the five elements are jada, insentient, the creation must also be insentient. Let us take our body as an example. What is it made of? Five elements. How is it sustained? With five elements. Where does it dissolve when the body is dead? In one of the five elements, earth. Where do all objects in this creation dissolve when they perish? In one of the five elements. And the creation which you think to be so real has its not itself perished so many times. Once you are clear about all this, then what are you looking for with your BMI, which is perishable, which is insentient, because it is made up of five elements, which is insentient, if the cause of five elements is ignored? Then what objects are you looking for to satisfy your desire, when all those objects are not different? All of them are perishable and as transient and as insentient as your BMI is. And with this insentient background, ignoring the causeless cause consciousness, we suffer because we let ourselves suffer through identification, delusion, degradation of our freedom and intelligence. All the emotions, feelings, thoughts, sensations, perceptions, suffering, etc., all of them pertain to the not self domain, anatman domain. Due to desires and attachments, we become mixed up with the things and the of the world and lose that distinction and assume the not self as the self. If there is no self in you, and if you have not realized the self in you, how miserable the creation would be. Just imagine. If you exist as insentient, not self. Imagine the creation just sprang up without there being any cause of the creation. No Chaitanya, no awareness. If there is no consciousness, then it follows that there will be no conscience either in any one of us. There will be no conscience to speak from within that, hey, you are doing something wrong, when you are doing actually something wrong. There will be no conscience to convey to you what is right and what is wrong, what is dharma and what is adharma. There will be no goal to achieve realization because there is no awareness at all. Where there is no background of awareness consciousness, so the goal of awareness consciousness is also not there. There will be no fear of reaping the consequences of one's action because we have just emerged from nowhere and we will die. And there may not be any rebirth in this case. So no karma. How miserable the creation would be where people do not have conscience, they don't know what is dharma and adharma. Anyone can do anything as per their mere wish without their consciousness, without the antaratman stopping them from doing something bad. Now, one question must crop up in the disciple's mind here. Oh Master, Why the cause of these five elements, pure consciousness or Brahman, has been missed in your discourse so far? Why you are saying that since the creation with its objects is insentient, do not run after the objects, and instead why you are not saying that you run towards the cause of the five elements, pure consciousness? And having put me to know and be convinced of the insentiency of creation, as it is made of five elements which is insentient themselves, as per your today's talk, you are also telling me, know this and you will be free at once from bondage. How? And then you are also giving the final stroke, abide in your true nature. What should I do? As per your logic, should I abide in my insentient state? The disciple waits for his master to answer to all these questions and looks up to his master. The master smiles. There is a purpose why he has not dealt with the last expression, abide in your true nature, in today's talk, and instead has focused entirely on the creation as not self, insentient, anatman. Surely the master would explain and also convince you the reason as we progress to the next chapter as to why he kept the talked only on the insentient nature, born out of the insentient five elements, and did not deal with the cause of the five elements in today's discourse. Let's wait for the next verse also to go in the same rhythm as today's verse, and then when we go to the next chapter, we will understand. Hari Om Tat Sat.